Mm. What's up, good black people? I wanted to do this video in response to some things that I see going on the internet. Like, I see a lot of people who have repatriated to Africa, and then, they are ready to go, and they're not blaming anyone. Um, um, they're blaming everyone rather, and not taking responsibility for themselves and the decisions that they made. Um, and so I wanted to do this quick video. Hi, Brittany. I wanted to do this quick video on the 5 people who should not repatriate to Africa. And this has been sitting on my mind for a few days, right? So we have to really look at ourselves and understand who we are. Hey, Fitawari Fitness. Okay. Yeah, we have to look at ourselves and analyze our flaws and our blessings, right? So I'm talking about those who should and those who should not. Okay. So I'm gonna go into the should not. Not everyone uh, should repatriate to Africa. As Marcus Garvey says, he doesn't want all black folk to come to Africa. Some people just need to stay there. Okay. So I'm going to jump right into it. I'm doing this by myself. I have other things that I want to talk about as well, important things. Um, hey, Davis, how are you? Hey, Talia, you binge watching? It's fun, right? Um, so the 5 people who should not repatriate to Africa, beginning with number 1, people who do not like to read or research, right? If you don't like to read or research or find information for yourself, Africa is not a good place for you. If you are making lazy decisions and making stupid mistakes because you're following what YouTube says or what one person is telling you, you are going to make some really stupid mistakes, okay? You have to do your own research. Do not show up in people's email boxes and ask, well, how much is the visa fee? That's what Google is for, right? Don't ask like, well, can you help me to go and find this hotel? No, you need life skills, okay? You need to be able to think for yourself, understand things for yourself, and have rational thinking. And I know the American education system has done a number on us black folk, where we're not challenged enough, we're not given enough information, we're not given enough direction and clarity, and we're not taught to think for ourselves, right? Hi, Stanley. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, Talia. Yes, I got your email that you were set on going to Kenya, but you're seeing all kinds of things going on in Tanzania, right? So research. Do your own research. Read for yourself. Understand for yourself. Understand the customs, the culture, the history of a place. If you're going to do that on the plane, do yourself some justice. Find out the language, the culture, things of that nature. Do not make the mistake of going all the way to a country that you do not vibe with just because it's hype and that's what everybody's doing and you're following the crowd, okay? You need to get past groupthink mentality. You need to find out what Pan-Africanism is. Go and Google that term, Pan-Africanism. Read up about it. Read up about Kwame Nkrumah. Read up about Julius Nyerere. Read up about these leaders in East and West Africa and the struggles that they have faced, right? So you have to do some research, understanding the history, the culture, the language, the food, right? You know, if you, and this is what I know for a fact. The more money you have, the more likely you are to make a mistake, Okay, if you're on a very, very tight budget and all you have is this much money and you only have this much room for error, the likelihood of you making a dumb mistake is very, very, very shallow. So, what you should do is if you have a lot of resources available to you, you put your money in your savings account and you only travel with only a little bit amount of money and you keep yourself hungry. Keep yourself focused on what you're there to do. Whatever you go in your bank account and see, say, okay, I only have this amount of money and that's all I have to work with, right? But if you look in your bank account and you see a lot of money, you believe that you're going to be flossing, flaging, and doing all kinds of things and wasting time because you have, an unlimited amount of money. Okay, when I came to Africa, that was something similar to what I did. I knew I had a limit, and I made a limit for myself. I have a child that I needed to put into school. She was my priority. Okay, and so essential for me was settling her first and foremost, okay? And then everything else would fall into place. But she was still having a childhood. She was still being four. She was still, this is a memory that I'm implanting into her brain. So I had to make sure that I was making this transition smooth and cohesive for her. So, some of you are repatriating and you're repatriating with children. You need to adopt that mindset, right? Don't go tomfoolery all across Africa with your kid, right? And dragging them here and dragging them there and can't make a decision of where you even want to be or where you want to stay or what what that child is going to think back on and recall as a memory, right? So that's number one. If you're indecisive, if you are easily confused, Africa is not for you. Make decisions, do your research, and make firm and strong decisions about what you want, where you want, and why do you want to do that. Are you doing that for your children, or are you doing that for you? Is there an industry that is attracting you to Africa? Is there something there on the other side that you want? Figure that out, okay? All right, so research, find the information, and stick to it, okay? All right. Um, well, life little things, unfortunately, a lot of people in the United States, well, let me tell, don't have any common sense, right? Okay, so one thing I'll tell you is that common sense is not common, okay? Common sense requires critical thinking. And the American education system is not designed for critical thinking. America believes in educating their children starting from age 5. In other cultures, children start learning their colors and their everything else the minute they're potty trained. Okay, so critical thinking is lacking. The education system is all about multiple choice. You're not given an opportunity to work things out yourself, not even in mathematics, not even in the reasoning ability is stunted. So yeah, there is a tremendous amount of of misinformation on purpose, right? So yeah, well, you're a teacher from Spanish town. A Spanish town I come from. A Spanish town I born. So that's one set, right? And if anybody would like to join me in the chat, I do have the link to the StreamYard in the comment section. The community section of my YouTube page, right? So you would go to my YouTube page, go to the community section, you'd see that link. But let me get through these 5 people points first, okay? The next, if you have no life skills, right? Life skills meaning you're standing on the corner and there's a 3-card man trying to, reel you in and get you to come and play a shark game or something, take your money. If you don't have enough sense to step away from that and see when you're being scammed and tricked, and if you don't have the life skills to be able to get yourself out of anything, or get yourself away from danger, or if somebody has always had to rescue you, or you're coddled by America and you're so accustomed to having everything to your comfort, Africa is not for you, because there are things that you're going to be uncomfortable with. Like, I'm uncomfortable with these damn mosquitoes, right? But I would rather these mosquitoes bite me than go back to America, right? So you have to figure out exactly what it is that is of value and importance to you, right? And you have to, if you don't have those life skills, right? If you don't have the ambition to start your own business, if you don't have the ambition to start your own farm, if you don't have the ambition to, or the ability to think for yourself, to work for yourself, and provide for yourself, Africa is not for you. Okay. And I don't mean some people think that being in business means, conning or tricking someone else. That's not what it means. It means being able to make an honest living with your talent and skills that God gave to you. So you need to tap deep inside of you to find the things that belong to you, that are inside of you, that you can make a living come hell or high water. I remember when I was a travel agent and I was sick and tired of being in that industry, and I was making good money, but I was tired of the industry. And I said to myself, if this industry disappeared overnight, Renee, what would you do? What would you do? And what I did after that, after I had that conversation with myself, I went and I learned skills. I groomed myself to do more things. I grew myself to sew. I grew myself to bake. I grew myself to cook more. I grew myself to learn web development. I grew myself, SEO marketing. I groomed myself. I invested in myself some more, because I wanted, any way that the wheel of life was going to turn, I was not going to be under it. I was going to be on top of it. Okay. So you have to develop skills within yourself that you are able to use for your betterment and your mentality and your ability to survive anywhere on this planet that you land. And I'm serious when I tell you, if you drop me anywhere, I will grow. Okay, I'm that person. Except for America, my magnetic energy does not does not like America, right? But so that's number two. Okay, if you have no life skills and no ambition to start your own business or learn to develop for yourself, even if you're well educated, you are going to have to use that education to start a business to sustain yourself, some kind of business. Look at the place of where you're going and what the opportunities are available there. What do they need? Okay, look around and look where the gaps are and see where you can bridge those gaps with a business, right? And like in everything, some businesses fail, some businesses succeed. But does that mean you stop? No, it means you continue to do something. So business development is my strong point, right? But when I initially said, "Hi, Sophia, greetings." So one of the things what I initially said when I was coming to Africa, I was going to do my podcast. I was going to do my business development. I was going to go back into my business development to help people, to show them how to make a living in Africa. Okay, but if you don't have it in you from the jump, don't come. If you don't have it in you to say, well, listen, if I came to Africa and if something happened with my husband and he has all the skills and the money, and if he left me for some young, hot body African girl, how am I going to survive? You're going to have to figure that out, right? This is for the men and the women who are independent in their mentality and their thinking, their abilities and their skills. Yes, you're stronger as a unit, but you got to be prepared for whatever comes at you. You're going to have to be strong enough to be able to do this by yourself. Okay, that is 2. 3, woo, arrogant people. Don't you come here. Don't come here with your narcissism, your malignant narcissism, and your arrogance, and you're looking down on African people or looking down on the culture and look and and finding flaws and faults with everything. And it it just really annoys me that people could come all the way to Africa, and they have never been to the continent. Some of them have never been on a plane. They have never been anywhere, and they're going to come to Africa and drive all over all over the country, drive wrong on the wrong side of the road, drive too fast, drive too slow. And when these cops pull them over, they act like these police are entitled to, they're entitled to not be treated some type of way. No, with thank you, yes. Get the acceptance letter. Do the due diligence, right? High treasure, yes. Do the due diligence, okay? So if you're arrogant enough to come here and never been here before and don't know anything about how this country works, these country, not Tanzania, I'm talking about all across Africa. If you're gonna come here and you don't know how things go and roll in these third world countries, then honey, this party is not for you. Do not come here and don't bring America 2.0 here. We don't want it. We don't need it. If you have a problem with the cops shaking you down, get from behind the steering wheel because it's everywhere. Okay, it's everywhere. So don't come here and act like they shouldn't do this. They're going to do it to you because you're behind the steering wheel, right? And yes, some of these they shouldn't do it. Okay, they shouldn't do it. But guess what? You're not the one who's going to stop them from doing it to everybody. They've been doing it for years, for decades, for however long, right? And that's what they do. Okay, so you're going to have to know how to deal with that, how to communicate with them, and in a non-arrogant way. So if you're tired of the cops pulling you over, you've never been out of the United States of America, and you're tired of it, and you're tired of this, and you're tired of that, and you never left the country before, and you can't believe this is how they treat people, listen to me very carefully. You're going to have to find a soft tone in your voice. You're going to have to find a way to deal with these people in a very comedic way. Right? When I say comedy, listen, we're talking about Africa, right? People are always smiling. People are always open to something, and like I get by by just making somebody laugh. Like, where you stop me now for, man? Where me go about my business? Why you stop me for, brethren? And that shocks them because they're like, that's Jamaican, right? So you have to have some kind of personality. You have to have some kind of personality and some kind of character and some kind of charm and some kind of something to know how to talk to people, how to get by, how to get along, how to get around. If you don't have those skills, those people skills, cops stop you for the 100th time. Instead of like arrogant, here we go again, blah, 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 blah. This cop has never seen you before. Right? You don't know how to talk. You don't know how to butter him up. You don't know how to open your mouth and use honey on your tongue. You don't know how to talk to people nice to get out of things. Don't come here. Don't come here and blame all of Africa because you don't know how to talk to people. That's not an African problem. That's a you problem because these Africans also know how to get out of things. Right? Okay. So yes. I think I've beaten the arrogance horse to death. And it's not just about the police. It's about, you go to a place, the customer service is awful and it's bad and it's rotten and it's this and it's that. You getting wild and you getting all kinds of crazy is not going to change that customer service. Okay, if you know how customer service works and you get some bad treatment and you've been mistreated and the waitress made you wait like 2 hours for your food, everybody else done ate and you haven't even got your food, and you know how customer service should be, talk to the owner. Talk to the owner. Maybe they will hire you to teach some customer service. Maybe they will hire you to train some customer service. Anything that is a problem is a solution. Okay, so if you want to come up in here and complain and gripe and groan, we don't want you here. We don't want you here. We don't want you here. Okay? If you have a problem, that is a solution. Okay? Next, leave the West to the Western Shores. That's right, Cesar. Um, okay, so Black Sunrise asked an interesting question as I'm going through this. No, I do not still recommend Azure, and it has nothing to do with what, when I went there yesterday, we had an understanding and we were good. Something happened to a young mother, excuse me, something happened to a young mother during the course of her stay last night. Okay. I keep my phone off at night and I did not look at the phone. Jojo was sniffling and sneezing, and I just ended up looking at my phone and like one something, realized that I missed over a dozen calls from this young woman. Something happened at the hotel. It's her story. I don't want to tell it. And she couldn't reach me. So she reached out to people I had connected her to at the Jamaican consulate, and they had to go and rescue her and take her to another hotel. Okay. And it became a police matter, and it was handled so badly at Azura, right? So it was handled so, let me see, Exodus Africa, the kind of language some people they get here isn't accept, is, yeah, Africans don't swear openly. Yeah, we don't, they don't cuss, right? So sorry, I was cussing today, but I was shocked by the water coming in. But in any event, no. So the management at the hotel that shall remain nameless, because I don't recommend them anymore, and it's a beautiful property. The management was very poor how they dealt with that situation. And I have all of my messages. Yeah, so it became a matter that needed to be escalated to powers beyond themselves. They thought they were the power, but they're not. So, but I will also say that I do have alternate opportunities for people who are coming. If you're coming, there is a property that the landlady would only rent to me, and she's okay for me to do my Airbnb family and friends, things like that. And this is in addition to the Exodus house, and it's self-contained rooms. So I'm going to do that for $600 a month. The minimum is 30 days because I'm just getting everything started. They're self-contained rooms, air-conditioned rooms. You will be provided with a bed, a kitchen that you can cook in, which is huge here. It is big. When you are a vegetarian or pescatarian or, vegan, and you're coming here and you're going to some hotel and they want to serve you breakfast with a side of ham and dinner with a side of lobster or whatever, you need a kitchen for yourself. So I do have that property available. The lease has been signed and sealed and delivered to me last week. I went over there today to see how far they were with the property, and they're doing pretty well. So if you're coming, right? If you're coming, yes, Lenny Faye, I know exactly who and what you're talking about, but let's stay focused, right? So if you're coming, information about that, because it's not for everybody to I'm not going to put it on the website so people can go and book it. People I don't know, people who I have not screened, people who I haven't had a conversation with. I don't know what kind of person you are. So my goal there is because a lot of people is to make sure that we're talking about families or family-minded people who are that is what I have available instead of Azura. Okay, so there's no swimming pool, there's no beach, but it's transitional housing. So we can do that until you figure it out. Okay, so at least I have something to offer you than you going over to some property and spending $500 in 1 week. Instead of spending that in 1 week, you can spend that in 1 month, and you can take your time and look for your forever home. So that is available. Okay. All right. So next, um, so back to this. That was housekeeping. All right, and we talked about arrogant people. Yes. Okay. Next. Arrogant people, people with no sense of compassion or empathy. If you cannot put yourself in someone else's shoes, you cannot judge, you cannot speak on, you cannot communicate about that person because you don't know how they're living, you don't know where they're living, you don't know what their situation is like. Sometimes you see African people in clothes, and that's maybe the only clothes that they have, right? But that doesn't mean that's all they are, because they're not living for Nike and Air Jordans. They're living for other things. Maybe they're living to put their kids through school. Maybe they're living so that they can put a roof on their house. Maybe they're living, okay, so, all right, you're blocked. Okay, blocked. Okay, I don't know where these stalkers are coming from. But yeah, they're all blocked. So yeah, if you have no sense of compassion, warmth, and kindness to think about other people, don't come here. Don't come here. If everything bothers you, if everything, this is one thing I want you to you need to tell yourself is things are temporary. Okay, if you're sitting next to someone, or somebody smells some kind of funky way or what have you, you don't have to make that person feel small or feel less than, um or feel as if they're less than, maybe because they did not buy, they use the money that they should have bought deodorant for food. You don't need to belittle anybody, because guess what, you don't know what day is coming when some parts of you might not smell so right, and you don't want somebody to mistreat you or talk to you in any kind of way to make you feel inferior to them. Okay, so yeah, the arrogance and the lack of compassion, if you don't have warmth and kindness in you, don't come here. Okay, and I'm not saying to walk around and give away all your money, but you need to have some kind of sense of compassion and where to draw the line, right? And and how much attention you want to give people, and how much attention you want to reserve for yourself. So there is a way to deal with people that they're not all up in your business, and they don't feel like they can get too close to you without making them feel like they're beneath you. Okay? And you have to find that balance. It's called class. So you have to develop some of that before you come here. If you don't have no class, do not come here. Okay? All right. What's the next one? Okay. Yes, Tara, it is a shame, but it is what it is. Okay. All right. Okay. So, yes. So school, we're not trained for a lot of things. I don't know all of a sudden I have all of these I don't know all of a sudden I have all of these people. All right. Okay, so GI says, Stay Alert found that some of these newbie YouTubers, they're agitators paid to cause dissension among repat community. They did in the Gambia, now they're trying Ghana, right? So you know exactly what we're talking about, GI, because it was brought to my attention by Review Site. Review Site, are you here? Yeah. Yeah, something was brought to my attention by Review Site, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, you have a bad experience because you're dumb and you don't do the research and you don't try to find the information on your own. You don't you spend all your money to ship 2 containers and don't realize that you still have the sticker of the previous owner on there, and your stuff is being sent back, and all different kinds of foolishness. And you're going to sit there and cuss all of Africa Not looking into yourself that you made a mistake, that there is a possibility that I misunderstood the process, right? Mistakes are priceless. That is a learning opportunity that you could have taught used to teach somebody else, but instead you're blaming everybody else for all the issues that you are having, right? Okay. Yes, Celestia, of course I got it. But I am inundated with emails. I got it. Thank you. Right? Yes, very expensive mistakes, right? And turn around and blaming the 54 countries of Africa. Um, Come on, how do you one week you're going to the Gambia and the next week you're in Ghana? How is that even possible? So there are lots of agent provocateurs out there. So be careful of where you're taking your information from and who is giving you the information. If something looks like a red flag, you know there's a reason why it looks like a red flag, because it's probably foolishness, right? And so, these small screens now, YouTube is just another has become another place of distraction, right? You're on your phone, you're getting a distraction, you're getting a ding. Somebody wants you to play a game, somebody wants you to come into a chat, this, that, and the third. And YouTube um, is just another place for distraction. So if you're focused on repatriating, you know, more than likely you're going to get some information that you shouldn't receive through these screens as well. And if the information isn't positive or helping you or building you or growing you or keeping you on track to your repatriation journey, you should delete that, remove it. You don't want all this negativity. You already have negativity coming at you in the US, so you don't need that. um Next, let's see. Oh Lord. So gossipers and evil-hearted people, right? If your entertainment is talking about people and this and trying to stir up shit all the time, that shit is gonna hit you hard in the face. Okay? It's going to hit you hard in the face. The more shit you stir, the more shit is going to hit you in the face. Stop stirring shit. Stop talking and making um, problems for yourself. When you are going back and forth and gossiping about people, you're not necessarily doing anything to help anyone, only only hurting yourself, right? Don't come with that low energy and that low thinking and the low mind and this arrogance and the superiority complex of looking down on Africans and looking down um, on other people as if that is going to help you to feel better as a person. That is all tied back to your low self-esteem and your inability to feel good about who you are as a person. So you probably need therapy and you need time to go work on that. And that is pretty much why you need to stay in America, if that's who you are and that's what you like to do. Stay around those people. We don't want you here. We don't want you here. We want people who, if somebody made a mistake, that they can correct them, that they're brave enough and adult enough to admit their mistakes and also correct others. Okay? Weird, but this is grown folk stuff, right? And I know you think you're coming to a third world country and you're coming here and you're going to be better than everybody else. And let me see. Okay, got it. Got it, review site. Yeah. So yeah, and the clickishness and this and that. Yeah, you thank you, Donnie. Hey, Nicole. Yes, Nicole, people are people everywhere they go. And black folk, we have a lot to go through. We have a lot to get to the essence of ourselves. So the person that you think you are by living in America and surviving in America and just on autopilot, the person who you think you are, that is not you. Okay? You're being operated, you're being pulled, you're being pushed, you're being put in different directions to give you a sense of what they want you to do. They want you to buy this toothpaste, they put it on the TV, and you go and you buy that toothpaste. Why are you even buying toothpaste? You don't even like the way it tastes, right? So your ability to think for yourself is impaired, right? You don't like the food, how it tastes, but you're eating it anyway, and you don't like this and you don't, but you're there anyway, right? And so you don't even have the choice of making decisions for yourself. Yeah. You don't have, thank you, goat. Yeah, you don't have the choice of thinking for yourself, right? So it when you come here, you have to think for yourself. There is nobody going to think for you. You're going to have to figure it all out on your own, right? You're going to have, okay. Oh, so they're sending I already got rid of them review site. Um so yeah, you can't eat the food. You know, I had a conversation with Jackson the other day. Okay. Yeah. I had a conversation with Jackson the other day and I was trying to explain since I've been here. Um okay. Yeah. So, you know, yeah, the food tastes bad. No matter what you do to the food. You know, the other day I made this video about the lobster, like the fisherman. I don't know if he was not the fisherman. He was like the middleman. He was like, "Oh, people on the beach, let me go sell them some lobster." So I got the lobster, came home and cooked the lobster. It was so full of flavor and delicious. About a few days later, I made some curried lobster. It is the best lobster I've ever tasted in my whole entire existence. Even the food, even the Jamaican lobster could not compare. But I could taste the food, right? In America, it was like I was just eating tissue. That's what the food feels like in my mouth. The chicken has no essence of flavor. It's pumped with hormones and sodium and all kinds of stuff to make it grow fast and die quick. And you know, come on, why would we even want that in our mouths, right? And then vegetables are more expensive than going to McDonald's. How is that even rational or possible? Where here you could just go and buy a whole entire tub of tomatoes, sprinkle some salt on it, and you're good, right? Um, for cheap, for cheap. So if you like to eat, if you enjoy the process of eating and what food tastes like, and you get excited by the menu that you can make. If you get excited by food, you want to leave there because you're not eating food anymore. Milk is not milk, it's just pus and antibiotics. Beef is not beef, it is just contaminated meat because they're feeding the cows corn and the cows cannot process the corn and the farmer has to push his hand up the cow's butt to clear the cow's stomach. I mean, come on, right? Not when I can get Tanzanian milk that is fresh and creamy. Oh no. Mm-mm. No. But if anybody wants to join me on this live chat, um, the link to the live chat is actually in the comment section of YouTube. So the community section of YouTube. So if you go to the community section, you will see a link. So you can always go there, pick up the link, and I'll let you into the studio. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let me see. Oh, snacks. Review site. I think I know exactly who you are because you're right, spot on. Snacks. So you're complaining about snacks, right? They come all the way from America and they can't find snacks, and they're complaining about snacks. They can't find snacks at the gas station. Why do you need snacks anyway? You have good, solid, healthy, quality food. You have a good, solid breakfast, right? What more snacks do you need more than sugar cane and coconut water and some guinep? You don't need no more snack than that. A mango is a great snack, right? Why do you need snacks and chips? Welcome to banana chips. If you like snacks that much, go get yourself some banana chips. Snacks, right? Like, so whoever, whew, Lord, God help our people. But if you're addicted to snacks, all that sodium and corn oil and all that stuff, clogging up your arteries and clogging up your heart, you should stay in America. We don't want you here, right? We got mangoes. We don't want you here. Okay, don't come. We don't want you here. Save your money and stay in America. And if you're already here, go back because you're only going to continue to make it difficult for yourself, and you're only going to discourage people who are looking to come because they don't understand what they're up against, right? Exactly. Gusto on a mango tree. Talking about some snacks. You can't get no snacks at the gas station. Where do you think this is? America 2.0? This is Africa, right? And if you're going to complain about the rent and this, that, and the third, you know, why don't it for me, like we're talking, review site and I are talking about this one specific issue, right? Let me see. Yeah, if you don't have the color, Africa is not for you. But even some people have the color and they don't have the color in their mind, right? Some people have the color and they don't have any idea how erased and far removed they are from their real culture, right? They have no idea, no concept of how far removed they are from African culture. And they come here, they think African culture is wearing some kind of pretty print and doing your hair in a nice Afrocentric style, and you're all African. Meanwhile, you no longer have the language in your mouth. You no longer have the taste for the food in your mouth. You no longer have, the phrases that make a culture. You don't have a variety of things. You don't have the customs. You don't know how to please nobody. You can't even please yourself. You don't know how to you don't know how to speak to elders. You don't know how to speak to children. You don't have anything inside of you. And we don't realize that when they call us strangers and Muzungus, we are strangers and we are Muzungus because the word Muzungu means traveler, but we are devoid of their culture, right? Yes, look at me. I look just like you, and you look just like me. Yes, I'm African descent, and you're African, right? But I have to acknowledge that I am a stranger, right? If you give me some ugali and talking about some use your hands, I would look at you like, no, I want a fork. That makes me a Mozungu. Okay, and I'm gonna own that. I am a stranger. I am a stranger. I am someone who does not have a foot in the culture. Okay, and so you have to come down off of that arrogance to believe that you are that they shouldn't look at you. They should look at me because I don't speak their language and I don't eat their food and I don't know how to the things that should go into taking care of a husband or taking care of a child in their culture. I don't know those things. I don't know their prayers. I don't know their phrases. I don't know a variety of things, but I'm here to learn. So if you think that you're going to come here and teach them something, you're wrong because you're the one who needs to be taught. You are the stranger. You are the Mzungu, honey. Right? So you need to have, yes, yes, Harmony. Thank you. Barbados in the house. Right? Rasta say I ain't cooking nothing, everything raw for real. Right? So you have respect for these cultures. These cultures are rich and unbroken. Unfortunately, we were dragged across and sold. And hey, Sinal, how are you, sweetie? Yes, unfortunately, we were dragged across and taken all the way to, Mzungu land and taught how to be a Mzungu just like them, and be all ratchet and cratchet in our minds just like them. We think very avariciously. We don't think in the terms of community. We think very selfishly. We don't think in the terms of one family. We think all kinds of dirty crap. Okay, and they did that to us. Okay, if you're going to talk about white people owe you for reparations, then you have to acknowledge that something was taken from you, something was denied of you that you need to be you need reparations for. So how in one sense you're going to say we need reparations, and in the next sense you're going to say I'm African just like these Africans? No, I am not African just like these Africans. The white man destroyed the lineage or whatever it is that was of power in me, right? They took it and they broke it. Okay, I have a guest. Hi, Dr. Treasure.
Hey, hey,
How are
hey,
you?
gorgeous. How are you doing?
Hi.
I am so
I'm
glad to
well.
join you on here. I've been watching you for months and I'll be in TZ. I will be in Tanzania in just a few weeks.
Yes. Are you? Go again? I heard that you were watching me for a couple of months,
Y-
but
yes,
tell
I've
me
been
more about
watching you
you and your
for
African journey.
well,
Where are you?
I right now I am located in southern Illinois, right across the river from St. Louis. And I recently completed my PhD in Black literature. I'm a single mother of a 20-year-old son and a 13-year-old daughter. I am about
Mm-hmm.
99.9% sure that I'm going to move to Tanzania in May of next year. I just have
Yes,
to bring
ma'am.
my I just have to bring my daughter for this due diligence trip on November 3rd so that I can be out of the country during the election. Um, so
Yes, ma'am. I know
I'm
that's right.
yes, yes, it's foolishness. We're all getting the inklings and tinglings and intuition. We all know it's going to be a hot mess. So
Yes.
yes, yes. So I'm just so excited to just have reached this level of urgency and this level of realization because I was raised by race people, so I've always accepted that I'm an African descendant and been proud of it and written about it and studied it. But for some reason, I there was one little last bit that couldn't get me to accept that I needed to go to the continent. So I'm so grateful that it finally happened for me. it
I'm
finally I
I'm
finally
very
got the understanding.
I'm very proud of you as well, because this is a journey that it's a life journey, right? This is the journey of all journeys, because it takes all of your journeys, everything that you've gone through and everything that you have developed in yourself. It takes all of that to come here, and sometimes you have to step over yourself
Mm,
to come here. And when you get here, that's when the real party is. This is where the party starts, when you get here,
mm.
right? So yeah, the party starts. Yes, the get out. Goat No Cap says it. She said safe travels. Yes, ma'am. It is time. It's time to get out, right?
Yes,
We're immigrants.
yes, most
We're immigrants.
definitely.
We're not. Yes. So when we see this, when we come here, there are a lot of hurdles to go through. But if you're determined, if you know that you're black and your blackness can get you through anything, you got to trust in
Mm-hmm.
that, trust in your ancestors, and trust in your own strength and in your own power. And you're putting that in your daughter. How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 13, and Renee,
Wow.
she loves little ones. So if you need a secondary babysitter, that's the one.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You know, something I call what's happening here, I call it the JoJo effect. We are seeing a lot of single mothers with their children showing
Yes.
up, and I'm like, wow, this is very interesting. This is a new dimension on the repatriation journey, where we're looking at our daughters or our children and saying, I'm not giving this to you. I'm not leaving this trash society for you. There is better out there, and I
Woo!
want you to see better.
Preach.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Preach,
Yes.
yes. And
Yes.
I
Yes.
have reached out
Yes.
to so I see so many connections. I'm originally from Mississippi. You just shouted out Sanal, who's originally from Mississippi.
Yes.
And then I saw
Yes.
you with His Excellency, the mayor of Magnolia, Mississippi.
From
There.
Magnolia, Mississippi. Yes, ma'am.
Exactly,
Yes, ma'am.
exactly. And I think what's so
Yes.
powerful about all of us, if you were to get just the three people, I'm talking about myself, the mayor, and Sanal, all of us, I guarantee you, have done everything they said to do. They said go to college. They said be in a marriage. They said have a
Buy a
conservative,
house.
decent life, buy a house, get to the top of your
And
profession, your education, and yet and still, the payment for that is that every few weeks, some young black person gets killed by the police. That's the trade-off. And I'm just not willing to make the trade-off anymore.
you know, it's interesting that you frame it that way, because
Mm-hmm.
I've always looked at the trade-off as debt, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's a debt-based society that everything, every part of the society. First of all, whatever religion you are, you're living and waiting to die to cash in. Okay, whatever
Mm-hmm.
religion is in you, you're waiting till you die to cash in. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Two is, if you don't owe someone, you can't have anything. So you have to owe
Mm.
someone, and you have to be in a tremendous amount of debt. And that is
Yes.
how they trap people. And so there are a lot of educated people whose eyes are open, but they have to keep their mouths shut, because they have to continue to buy into the system, even though they realize that it's a trap, because they have already been, entrenched into these student loans. They have been
Mm.
entrenched into all of these systems, right? Into these systems. Yes. You feel
I had
me?
to give you I
So
had to
for
give you the
me,
snaps like we were at a poetry reading.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Right? So
Yes.
these people are playing all different kinds of games, but it's okay for white people. And that's okay for white people. The problem with us, or what we need to get to we need to get to a place where we're minding our own business. They're talking about
Mm.
somebody came from heaven and was born through a virgin and died and delivered you. And so you look at this white person to
Right.
deliver you for all your sins. They
Mm.
weren't. They weren't talking about me. He don't look like me, right? You got my own business. He ain't got nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with you, right? You open the Bible and you read, Paul was writing to the Romans and the Corinthians, and you're reading like he was talking to you. He was minding our own business. That has nothing to do with us, right? And we are not in a position to argue with people have their against us. So we need to learn to mind our own business again, right? Mind our own business, mind our own banking. We you can do to be mind your own business. You go to Chinatown, they're minding their own business, right? They don't have no white Jesus in their businesses. They don't
Right.
have, they're not taking their money into no white man's bank, right? They're not using their money to buy any white man's car. They support their own, right? So we need to just get to find a place where we're minding our own business. Our business is in Africa, right? We need to figure out how it is that we are of value and how can we come and serve the continent, right?
Yes.
So like I said
agree.
earlier, yeah, as I said earlier, it's not a matter of if you're talking about some white people owe you, right? What do they owe you for? Right? If they owe you, then you should also acknowledge that because they owe you, it means that they have broken something in you. They have taken away your history and your culture and your value. And when you come here, you have to understand that this history is here for you to come and learn from it. Right? So you have to come here, you have to come into the depth of the ancestors with a spirit of humility, right? And be willing to learn and be willing to I'm sorry, I heard Jojo. Be willing to learn and be to add value and share, right? So I had went into the 5 people that we don't want in Africa.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was me. Right. So the 5 people that we don't want in Africa, but there are also the 5 people that we do want in Africa. There are 5 of them. Okay.
Okay.
Stupid people who don't do research and have any critical thinking, right? People who have no life skills and have no interest in developing anything or on any entrepreneurship mentality. People who are arrogant and yes, and people who have no sense of compassion. And then the last but not least is the gossipers and the evil-hearted, right? I hear Jojo coming. Hold on, she's coming. She's moaning down the stairs. Come, Jojo. Come, honey. Mommy's right here. Come, honey. Yes. So, but there are 5 people that we do want.
Okay, what are the 5 that we want?
The 5 people. The 5 people are number 1. Those who know how to make it do what it do. Come, honey. I'm right here. I'm right here.
True. Okay.
How to. Okay. Meaning you know how to make it no matter what. Okay. You can turn every crisis. You can turn every crisis into an opportunity. Right. Okay. Yes. That's number 1. Okay. Number 2. We need the people who know how to work, who have elbow grease, who have some kind of skills, who got some kind of common sense, who knows how to apply those skills. And if they don't, they know that they have it in them that they can take all of their energy and put it towards something that will make it do what it do. Okay? That is number 2. Number 3 is the person world that they could possibly be as a Black king. If you're thinking that, there is always America, or I can always go to Canada or go back to England or wherever. If you're looking at any of these white people's countries as a place where you belong, yeah, you don't belong there. Okay,
so you
need to understand exactly what the value is of being in an all Black country. that if you decided that, say again?
So I said you got to burn the boats, as they
Yes,
say.
exactly. You have to burn the boat. You have to burn the boat.
Okay.
Yes, you have to burn the boat. Yes, ma'am. You have to burn the boat. You have to realize that there is no half stepping, right?
Mm-hmm.
Africa is it, right? Africa
Okay.
is it. So whether it's Tanzania and or Burundi or wherever it is or wherever it is, Africa is it. There
Mm-hmm.
is no like yeah, there's no plan B Africa.
Come
Okay,
say
there's just
hey.
one Africa, right? So you're gonna find where that one place in Africa is for
There's my
you,
13-year-old
right?
too.
Hey,
Yes, I told her how much you love to
come
babysit
on,
too.
Lady Jojo. Yes,
She
and
just
there's a
said that's the
baby.
one on
Hi,
YouTube.
there's a baby.
There's the baby. Yeah, there's the
Yes,
baby.
there's the baby.
Hey, little JoJo.
Jojo. Yeah, she is like, you got my mama.
Uh-huh.
Calm down, Jojo, please. Relax, right? So yes, exactly. So Serena Cole says Canada is not the answer, right?
Mm.
Canada is definitely not yes, and Africa is king, right? So Sanov is putting up all the points. Skills and common sense,
Okay.
and Africa is king, no matter what it is, right? I don't understand how come there's so much gold in Africa, so much diamonds, so much
Mm.
oil, all the
Mm-hmm.
resources that they need for everything. Anything that they come up with, they have to come to Africa to get it. They're
Mm-hmm.
starting, they have electronic vehicles, they have spaceships, they have drones, and you
Mm-hmm.
still need all the minerals out of Africa. But meanwhile, we're somewhere in America talking about Africa is poor. I'm not going to go to no Africa, right?
Mm.
So we have to look at these industries that they're participating in and figure it out. Okay. So the next type of person is a person who knows how to speak to people. Getting along with
Mm.
everybody is one thing, but being able to talk to being able to talk to a child, a poor
Yes.
person, a wealthy person, and yes, you have to know how to communicate and navigate, right? You can
Yes.
talk.
Definitely.
You can have a you're gonna have to be able to have a conversation with a criminal and get away.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to be able to have a conversation with a con man and con him. You're gonna have to be
Oh my
it's
goodness.
real.
It is
You're
real.
it is real.
I've been an educator for over 20 years, and I've always taught in, our communities, the school systems and the communities that are poor and have been devastated by the loss of industry and the drugs. And so I know what you mean by you have to be able to switch, code switch. You
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
be able to
You
code
have
switch. So yeah.
yes.
Habari,
Yes.
Mimini
Right.
Treasure, Minu Furaha,
Yes.
Kukatana na Wewe.
Ah! Oh my, she's speaking all kinds of Swahili over there. That is beautiful. Yes. So talk to anyone. Communication is the key, right? And the next person, the most important person, is a fluid person. Okay,
Mm.
these cultures have all different kinds of have all different kinds of makeup. Okay, you're going to see people of the Muslim faith. You're going to
Mm.
see Christian people. You're going to see. Hold on, Jojo. What happened now? What? Why? You want me to move this? Okay, I've moved it. I'm sorry. Yes, you have to be fluid. You have to be fluid. As I
Mm-hmm.
don't mean what they talking about, right? not what they're talking about. Okay? You cannot be one of these people who are all into yourself to the point where you you close yourself off
Yeah.
from the opportunity of dealing with other people, right?
Yeah.
From the opportunity of enriching yourself through someone else's culture, right?
Yeah.
You cannot be so you're European in your thinking that you don't talk to them, and you're not going to try this, and you're not going to eat
Hmm.
that, and you can't be that person. You're going to have to be an
Hmm.
open-minded and fluid person, right?
And
You're
I
going
want
to
to
have
I
to
want
be
to add I want to add something too. It's not just European, because all of us, when we found Black consciousness, we were like our family members who found Jesus. We were so heavenly
Mhm.
bound, we were no earthly good. And there are lots of us who are like that about Black consciousness. Now,
Yes.
two minutes ago, we were eating pork and dreaming about having a white partner. But as soon as we get the religion, everybody else is a self-hater. They're a Mzungo. They're doomed. They're the reason why Black people fall. So we have to also have some patience with one another and some empathy. You
Yes,
can't just
ma'am.
be so rigid and perfect in your Blackness either.
Yes, ma'am. That is correct. You cannot be so black you're not black no more, right? And
Right.
we're we're
Where
looking
they do
for
that
opportunities.
at?
Exactly. It goes right back to that thought process of being mentally superior to someone else. We just need one thing that we can
Yeah.
use on somebody else to say, I'm superior to you. Because, okay, we can't, it goes back to that point of that's the kind of people we cannot have, because
Yes.
we're talking about arrogance there, that
Yeah.
you're the only one going to heaven because you think this way, and you're the only one who has this superior. You're chosen by God, and okay, so you're going to be in heaven by yourself.
Right. Right.
Right?
And you know,
You're
what I love about Black people is our diversity.
yes,
I
yes,
love it, even when it's a little crazy, at least a little crazy to me. I mean,
yes.
Renee, there are sects of Black people in the US who believe that we are from space. We got Hebrew Israelites, we got 5%ers, we've got Moors, we've got Black
You
Muslims, we've got Christians, we've got sanctified, can't wear lipstick, can't wear pants. I mean, whatever you need, we have it. And I'm here really for all of it. I'm with the shits, as they say. I love it. I love Black people.
all to me all to me, like some of those ideas are Christianity 2.0. They're using the same Bible to
Mm,
beat people over the head with, and the mind is
true.
not emancipated in that kind of structure, right?
Hmm.
When you put a chain around the mind,
Oh,
it
is he
cannot
calling me?
think. Oh yes.
Yes.
But you see, Bob says
Yes.
don't leave out the Rastas, but the difference,
Exactly.
yes, but the difference with the Rastafarian is we practice one love,
I'm
right?
sorry. What you say?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
need to close the door.
Every black son,
Okay.
everyone thinks their theory is correct. Would you?
Right.
No, don't do that, or go back upstairs to your bed. I'm speaking. Yes, everyone thinks their theory is correct, right? And that's
True.
the thing, is why do you need to be correct? I don't need to be correct. I don't need to be right.
Right.
Okay, because I do not have that authority to tell someone on your dying bed, if you want to call out to a tree or a stone or a rock you can't call out to me because I'm not going to be on the other side to deliver you, right? You call
Mm,
out to whatever it is that works for you. Okay, I don't have
yes.
that kind of authority. So why would I even for a minute look at someone else and think I can tell them what to do? I can't tell nobody what to do, right? So
Exactly,
I mean,
exactly. And and I don't need for everyone to believe as I believe. I believe that Black people can prosper and reach our most liberated state without me telling
right.
other people what to believe. So,
Yes.
have at it. Have at it. But can we agree that Black people were the first people and that we're fantastic? Can we agree that we're
That's
not going to hurt each other? And can we
we can
agree that
only
we're going to
agree
move forward in love? If we can agree on
we
those
can
three
only
things, I don't care what you believe.
we can only agree to that if we're agreeing that we belong in Africa to do that, right? Because environment and no, seriously, I mean,
Okay.
and environment is 90% of the of the situation. Like, if you believe in the theory of evolution, you have to also believe that it's the environment that created that animal that used to be a fish that can now walk, according to
Mm-hmm.
them. Okay, so environment creates and it breaks, and this
Right.
is why people can be driven insane by putting them into a mental institution. People can be
Mm.
driven to 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 um think and be sorry, behave certain types of ways. If you take, these same hoochie mama hood rat chicks, I used to look at them all the time in the Bronx in New York, and I used to think to myself, they're so hard. And if I take this chick to, Jamaica, and I drop her on a beach in Ocho Rios, she would be the softest, most coolest, most laid backest chick you would ever see, because your
Mm-hmm.
environment creates your mentality. And especially in an environment where there is abundance, right? You're not trying to stab nobody if you have all the bananas. If you have enough bananas to keep you going, you're good, right? But we have
Right.
adopted a lot of their thinking, a lot of their mentality of lack, so much that we would show up at the Nike store on the day when some shoes get released to be standing out there because if we don't get it, what are we going to do if we don't get it, right? The mentality of lack, comes from white people and their lack of having sunshine, their lack of having land, their lack of having food, their lack of having opportunity, their lack of having resources. And so that is how they built their society on lack. Meanwhile, we have the environment of abundance in Africa. We have the environments of abundance, and we are not, wherever it is that we show up in, with love. I don't think you can be an American love nobody. You can try. You can try to love. You can try to have. You can try to, form some kind of bond. But until you get out of that cesspool of pretentiousness of humanity, until you get out of that, you're not going to really understand what has been taken from you and what belongs to you, and how to rebuild yourself as a whole person so you can give to other people. Yeah. Yeah, they have an expiration date. Yep. Are you still with me, Treasure? Yeah,
I
we're
am still
human
with you, but it's
first.
just moving really slow.
Say again? Okay. So Jojo is up.
Yes, I'm still
I'm
interested.
gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut it short. Yeah, I'm gonna go because she is being all kinds of four, all shades of four. Okay, okay, okay. I'm your mommy. I'm your mommy. Good. Okay, everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows I'm yours. Okay. All right. Thank you. Oh, shit. Her internet is moving real slow. Right. Yes, movements of Ja people,
Yeah.
right? So anybody have any questions for me to hit before I go? Let me go, Jojo. White people do not have a monopoly on racism, tribalism, nationalism, ethnocentrism. What's the difference? So this person says, um, white people do not have a monopoly on racism. Okay, tribalism, nationalism, ethnocentrism. What's the difference? The difference is when you live in the West, you're living in a society that is dominated by them and their rules and the way how they develop their anti-black society. That's the difference. Okay, so we don't need that. We don't need to live in that space, right? So, anywho, I wanted to give you all some time because I have not done any lives since school started back, and yeah, and I have families who are repatriating, and let's see. Thank you so much, Sanal. I'm going to take Jojo back to bed. She's if it doesn't rain like hell today, I'm going tomorrow. She is gonna go to school. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Those of you who have contributed, I receive your contribution in grace and humility. I thank you so much. Okay, African Empress. You can contact me. I'm gonna put it here in. Wait, Jojo. Okay, you can contact me here. Wait, Jojo, don't do that. So Exodus Africa 1 at gmail.com. Okay. All right. And for those who would like to donate, you can donate using PayPal. PayPal buyblackbusiness at gmail.com. Okay. So yes, I also want to do a live stream for those who are left back home in the diaspora who are looking to raise their plane fare, their housing. It really is a journey, and not all of us are able to take it, right? And there are many of us who, yes, no problem, yes. So there are many people who are left back who would like to. Caribou Sana Treasure, thank you so much for joining the conversation. Yes, there are many of us who are left back in the struggle, and they have the heart, and they have the soul, and the mind, and the ability to make Africa great, but they just have not been able to see their success in America. So I'm trying to gather a lot of the YouTubers together on like one big marathon chat to see if we can raise some money, and we'll just drop the links for people's GoFundMe. We'll just drop the links for people's with the fundraising, so that at least that chat would exist somewhere, and people continuously be able to raise funds for their repatriation journey. But even that we haven't done that yet, you can go to you can go to GoFundMe and look for people who are looking to repatriate, and support them. Even if you leave like $5, it's something, right? It gives people hope that they're able to stay on this journey. So, yes, diversity, especially after the wave of evictions. There is just so much ugly that's happening in America right now, and it's happening to our people. And we have to come together, in any way, shape, or form. And for those of us who are out here rah-rahing about Africa and rah-rahing about, why would you want to live in America, we have to be willing to put our time and our energy and our effort into seeing how many people we can get out of there, right? Because it's a human life crisis. It is human rights issues. Killing Black people the way they do is ethnic cleansing. But the United Nations will never say that, because the United States is not even a signer to the United Nations, a signatory. So you can't take them to The Hague on war crimes, but they can take other people. They can accuse other people of other things, but you can't accuse them of anything. I mean, it's just a lopsided, blindsided, disgusting, short-sighted society that is not made for Black people, right? And it really is ethnic cleansing. That is what is happening to Black people, putting them in psychological, emotional, and physical situations that they're losing their lives and losing their livelihood and losing their opportunity, to have their best life. So we have to do what we can do to bring our brothers and sisters home. Okay. So thank you, Serenity. I appreciate that so much. Okay. Bye bye. Okay. Right. So we are going to run. Right. Yeah. How can you pray to white Jesus, Nani? Right. Black man oppress you, white man oppress you, and you pray to white Jesus for deliver you. That makes sense. Okay. So repatriation legalities, such as, are you talking about like visas and whatnot? When you come, you can always enroll in a school and get yourself a student visa. You can invest in land. You can invest in a variety of things that will give you the opportunity to work towards your residency. So yes. Yeah, so African Empress wanted, the UN repatriation legalities. Oh yes, okay. So we don't have a complete framework, right? I'm not sure exactly what you mean here when you said the UN repatriation legalities. I'll shut it here now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for participating in it. Yeah, the first part, the first problem that we have is we don't have our own gods that we're praying to. Go and worship your ancestors. Find a picture of your don't do that, Joanna. Find a picture of your ancestor. Find a picture of your grandfather, somebody who was close to you in life. Keep that on your altar. Feed them water. Give them a candle. Pray to them. Ask them for the things that you want to get done. Okay, it's definitely time to go. The whining has begun. Thank you all so much for watching. Please continue to support the channel and the content. Okay, you have a good one. Yes, yes, honey fever. Not everybody can know where I do. The type people can live in Tanzania without sewing. Yep, without doing a business. Yes, exactly. So you can retire. Exactly. All right. Take care, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.